Good evening, Daf Mem He Amud Aleph. Mishnah mentioned Mitzvah Shomer Chinam L'Shuel. If the person hands over the ox to the other people, they take over. So number 9. Arba'a nechnesu tahat ha'ba'alim. 4 people take the place of the owner, Yani the Chayav. Ve'elohen. Shomer Chinam, unpaid watcher. Ve'ashuel, a borrower. Noseh Sachar is a paid Shomer. Ve'asocher, someone who's renting it. Haregu, if the ox killed while it was watching, Tamin Harigin between the Kofer, if it's the time it's killed and the Shomrim are patur from Kofer, Muadin Harigin Mushrim the Kofer, and if it's a Muad, it's killed and the Shomer pays the Kofer. They all have to reimburse the value of the ox because they didn't watch it correctly, except for the unpaid Shomer who is patur. Amri. Now I say, why is one guy patur and the rest of them chayav? What's the scenario that it's going on? Amri, they say, what's the case? If the ox was watched by the guard, by the shomer, I feel cool and I'm today. Everybody should patur. Right? Everybody, not just shomer chinam. You do the little if it was not watched, I feel shomer not chayav. Even if it was negligent, then everybody should be chayav, even the shomer chinam. Amri, hachama eskinan. Did a lesser guarding, a minor guarding, minimum guarding, but he didn't do a superior guarding. The unpaid shomer, he's doing the guy a favor. I did my part. He's patur. The other guys, they're really taking over, and therefore they're chiyam. Amri, kiman, who does it go according to? Ikra the meir. If it goes according to the meir, that holds that the minimal shmira is good enough for even for a muad. That doesn't make sense. He said the renter, same thing as an unpaid guy. It should exclude not only the shomer chinam but also the socher. And he only excluded, and our Mishnah only excluded the shomer chinam. I mean, who holds that the renter is similar to a paid shomer, then what would be? That means the Braita should have said that only the unpaid shomer is patur, and then it should have mentioned that all the shomrim, if the ox are muadin, are patur from kofer. So how do you explain it? Hamani, realize that he damar and no shmira and the who holds that regarding a muad animal, no such thing as watching it. Even if you lock it in an iron fence, iron cage, only way to guard it is the knife. You don't need to kill it. Regarding the renter, he also could be da. The marsh of the it's renter similar to shomer, and therefore they have. By Amar, it's a different answer. Olam could be meir. It's like what Rabbi Avua mentioned and said this also. How does a renter pay? He pays like a shomer sachar. Rabbi Yehuda Omer kishomer chinam. Rabbi Yehuda says that he's like an unpaid watcher, which means that Rabbi Meir holds that the renter guy is like a paid guy, and therefore, if he did minimum, he's patur, just like he's chayav, just like he said, because they're all equal except for the unpaid guy. Okay. Someone gave his ox to an unpaid guy. His chayav if the ox damaged others, chayav. Huzak patur, the animal got damaged or patur. Amri. Again, it's the case. If he accepted himself responsibility for the damages, he insured the damages. I feel like even if it was damage, he should be chayav. We look at the but if he said I'm not in charge of damages, then I feel his ignamim should be patur even if it damaged others. Really accepted the damages. What's going on over here? When he was given to him, he realized there was a goring ox, or he was told it was a goring ox. And therefore, generally, the ox won't actively go out and damage others. That's what he's accepting upon himself. And therefore, right? So, and therefore, he's not thinking that people are going to come and damage the ox, and therefore he didn't accept responsibility to watch the ox in the case of it getting damaged. New Mishnah. Kisharo ba'ala v'mosera. If the owner tied the ox with like the reins, v'na'al b'fanav karaoya, you locked the gate correctly, v'yatzav v'hisik, or he did a normal hishtadlu, and it damaged. Echad tam v'echad muad hayav, whether it's tam whether it's muad the owner's hayav. Tam hayav, the tam is hayav, muad patur. Shenemar v'lo yishmenu ba'ala, because by a mu'ad it says the owner did not guard it. V'shamur present, this one's guarded, and therefore by a mu'ad he learns that you're patur. Right, as we mentioned earlier, how does that make sense? The more hamur case you're patur. Rabbi Elazar Omer and lo shmira al sakin. Rabbi Elazar said, we just mentioned, a mu'ad only can get killed. That's the only way to watch it. My time at the Rebbe hold that the tam is and mu'ad chayav. Kasavar tam shvarim la b'chesed shemur k'tamim. Oxen are never in a guarded state. Meaning, you let your oxen walk around. You never have to lock them up. And therefore, Amar Rahmana tam nahiyat, and Tara says you're chayav for tam. Because you should be watching it. Meaning, although it's normal for having your ox to walk around, etc., it's normal to have if you should still be watching it. Hazar Amar Rahmana, the Torah said also the lo yishmirenu gabe muad. The Torah mentioned by muad that you didn't guard it. Which means that you should be extra careful with the muad. And therefore we make zera between the two borings to teach you you're both chayav. He says no. Ordinary oxen are guarded, meaning you can watch it with minimal. The Torah mentioned that the tam is chayav, which means you have to be very, very careful with it. Then the Torah says you have to watch your animal by a mu'ad as well. You also need a top level guarding. So basically the same thing. Top level guarding tam, top level guarding mu'ad. What does that teach you? It's teaching you twice the same thing. That's an inclusion after inclusion, which means, right, it says if you have two halachot that you could just said one for both and mention both, same halacha. So what does it teach you? When you have two inclusions back to back, that's coming to exclude something. Which means the Torah is limiting that you only have to have the top guarding by the mu'ad. Maybe you say that you have Xer Shava that equates them. We had a mi'ut from the Torah, we had the exclusion. You didn't watch the mu'ad, only applies to mu'ad, not the top. But you need this pasuk to teach you that is sort of not watching your mu'ad. Meaning, if you just say, "Oh, it's an extra pasuk," what are you talking about? You have to have the halakha. I didn't know that if your mu'ad animal damages your chayav. Right? And can he didn't guard it. The fact that it said you didn't guard it means that the extra word "it" teaches you that you're only chayav for the high level watching by mu'ad. Okay, Tanya. The ox that gored, well, either with a tam or mu'ad, if you did a minimal guarding, you are patur. My tama, Samala could be that mu'ad b'shmira that holds that even a minor one is good. And he learns zir shra tam to mu'ad the same halacha. Maravada baraba. Look at Rabbi said that you patur by mu'ad. If you have a minor regarding, it only means in regarding to the mu'ad portion. But the tam portion, you're chayav. Meaning, if you do minimal guarding according to the Yudah, you're not chayav 100%, but you still are chayav 50% of the time. Marav, mu'ad lekirin yamin, and a mu'ad lekirin small. If the animal is mu'ad for the right horn, it's not mu'ad for the left horn. So if it gored 3 times with the right horn, then it gored 4 times with the left, you are a tam, quote unquote, for the left horn. Amri Ali Badman, who's according to according to the mayor. You always need to do top guarding, and therefore it wouldn't make a difference if it's which horn it is. My area kitten small, even according to Buddha, he holds that the oxen, even if it becomes a mu'ad with one of the horns, you still have to pay a hatzi nezik, right? So the Gemara says, Amri in the Alam Buddha, he doesn't disagree with Arda Bahava. Therefore, he's teaching you as follows. In such a case, with the right horn and left horn, right horn mu'ad, left horn tam, you'll find that the ox has a hayub of tam and mu'ad. Ava mu'ad legamre, but in the case of a full mu'ad, both horns, lo mishkah betzat amud klal. He agrees that the no such thing as hatzi nezik, you only have full damages. Next part of the Mishnah. The Rizar holds that there's no guarding except for the knife. Why does he hold that? He did not guard it. He learns the fact that you didn't guard it, he says the pasuk is teaching you can't guard it. There's no such thing as guarding it. Amar the Abaya says, and but regarding a pit, it says, oh, you didn't cover it. Does that mean teaching you that, oh, there's no such thing as covering a pit? Of course there is. If you're saying that it's true and that you're always chayav for the pit, even if you recovered it, refilled it. If you covered it properly and an ox fell or a donkey fell inside, patur, which shows that you can fix the pit. So how come you can't fix and guard your ox? How do we know that a person should not raise a bad or vicious dog in his house? And a person should not place a shaky ladder in his house. You could cause problems. Don't place blood in your house. Right? Basically, don't put scenarios in your house where you're going to cause things to happen to people. And so to this ox as well, that's why the other holds you have to kill it. Mabruk in the fourth perek. Let's maybe celebrate tomorrow with or the first person who finishes we'll do a Zoom celebration. Right?